You ever find yourself just sitting there knowing there's something you should be doing, but you just can't find the energy to do it? You scroll through social media, you see people crushing it, making moves, and wonder, why can't I just get up and do that? Why does it seem like motivation hits but never really finds you? Well, let me tell you something. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't care. It's because you've been lied to about what motivation is, right? Motivation is not some magical force that strikes out of nowhere, making you feel pumped up and ready to take on the world. That's not how it works. Motivation, real motivation, is the result of action, not the cause. But you've been told your whole life, wait for it. Wait for that moment. But it'll just hit you. That one day, you'll wake up and boom, you're ready to grind, ready to hustle. Nah, that's not how it goes. You lack motivation because you made a habit of waiting for it, and that waiting, it keeps you in a cycle of inaction. The truth is, most of the time, you're not going to feel motivated. You're not going to feel like doing that workout, studying for that test, putting in that extra hours in your side hustle. But here's the harsh reality. It doesn't matter how you feel. I want you to understand this. Motivation doesn't show up unless you show up first. You ever notice how after you start something, it gets easier? You start the workout, 5 minutes in, and suddenly it's not so bad. You sit down to write that paper, and 10 minutes later, you're in the flow. But that first 5 minutes, it's hell. And you let that 5 minutes stop you every time. You know why else? You know why else you lack motivation? Because you're waiting for perfect conditions. You think I'll start tomorrow, when I'm feeling better, next week, when I have more time, next year when everything lines up. Guess what? Perfect condition doesn't exist. Life is messy. You're always going to have distractions, challenges, bad days, waiting for everything to line up perfectly. It's just an excuse to stay comfortable. Fear is a big one. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear that you're not good enough. So you stay in your comfort zone because it's easier to do nothing than to risk looking stupid or risk failure. But guess what? That's the biggest failure right there. Doing nothing, playing it safe. There's a guarantee way to stay stuck, to wake up a year from now in the exact same spot. Now, I'm not here to tell you that you need to go 100 miles per hour every day. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you to stop waiting for some magical motivation to hit you. You need to start moving. Motivation is like a snowball, right? It gets bigger, stronger, the more you push it. You don't start with it, you build it. Every time you take action, even a small one, you gain a little bit of momentum. And, right, that momentum, that's where motivation comes from. It's the result of doing, not the reason you start. And this is the last part I'm talking about. If you're sitting there wondering why you're not motivated, it's because you haven't made it a habit to start. Start small, start today. Forget the tomorrow lie. Forget the perfect moment. Take action. Even if it's uncomfortable, you know the secret, discomfort you're avoiding is the very thing that's going to get you where you want to go. It's the price of growth, and the more you embrace it, the more you lean into it, the stronger you become. You don't lack motivation, you lack momentum. You've been stuck in a cycle of inaction, waiting for a spark that's never going to come. But once you break that cycle, once you start moving, everything changes, because motivation is not a gift. It's something that you're born with. It's something you earn through consistent effort, day in and day out. So stop waiting, stop hoping for some external push to